Did you know that there's a secret weapon that some of the top elite athletes, even the GOATs, are using that you are not taking seriously enough? It's something that could turn your performances from unsure to unstoppable, and something that 99% of athletes don't focus on. It's something that I began to take seriously as a professional athlete and now teach my elite athletes in professional football, rugby, cricket, and much more. And it could be a complete game changer to not only your performances, but your confidence and even how people perceive you. And best of all, you can get started with it straight away after this video, and it's completely free. And so in this video, I'm going to tell you what that secret weapon is, why getting it wrong is a massive mistake, why it's so important to get it right, and the 6 things that you can do to start doing it right now so that you and even your teammates will thank me. So what is it? Well, it's this. Body language. And I know what you're probably going to say, but I've got good body language. It doesn't make a difference, and I don't even suffer from poor body language. Just hear me out. As a professional athlete, I saw the value of how having good body language can drastically change the outcomes without any change in ability or skill level. And body language plays a huge role in this. So let's get into it. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm Lewis Hatchett, mindset mental performance coach, former professional athlete, master's student in performance psychology at Bangor University, host of the Raising Your Game podcast, and the creator of the MindStrong sport app. Let's get into this video. All right, first up, let's look at why body language is a huge no-no. And to do that, we want to go back to the 2014 semi-final in the World Cup between Brazil and Germany. After 11 minutes into the match, Germany scored their first goal, and you could see Brazil drastically change. Their heads dropped, their shoulders dropped, and what happened after that was the floodgates open. You saw hands on hips, you saw eyes all over the place, avoiding eye contact with team players, their shoulders slouched, and it became one of the most historic losses in World Cup finals history, losing 7-1. And it was a great example as to why bad body language can play a huge role in performances, especially in team sports. What it showed was there was a lack of confidence, that there was possibly just giving up before the game was over and they were retreating into themselves. The team started to show they had nerves and anxiety, and that allowed Germany to get on top and the opposition to get on top and start to dominate the match. When you do that and you have poor body language, it creates a huge opportunity and a swing in momentum in matches so they can start to take control and your performance becomes much harder. All right, so now let's look at a more positive example and why body language is important. And to do that, we're going to go to the 51st Super Bowl between the Atlanta Falcons and the New England Patriots. Heading into the fourth quarter, Atlanta Falcons were leading 28-3. And by all accounts, the game should have been done. But if you were to look at Tom Brady, who was down by this 25 points, you wouldn't have seen a guy who had slumped shoulders, head down, and thinking everything was over. You saw his body language being calm, intense, strong, his chest up. He wasn't making frantic movements. He wasn't waving at teammates, having a go. He wasn't avoiding eye contact. He was sure of himself. He was positive. And if you know the result, he led his team to one of the biggest comebacks in NFL history by winning in overtime. And so what having good body language shows is that it shows confidence in yourself. It shows that you have that confidence even if things are going against you. It brings energy to your performance. And with that energy, you're able to take other people with you, especially if you're in a team. But even if you're not, just bringing energy to your performance, even just by changing your body language right now, if you lift your chest and pull your shoulders back, you'll start to feel more energized in yourself. You'll be able to breathe better. But that positive body language that you have starts to bring into a potential advantage over the opposition. You don't know at what point the opposition are starting to crack. If you continue to show good body language, they might be throwing absolutely everything at you and thinking, I'm doing everything here, and they're still looking confident and sure of themselves, and they don't look like they're going to crack, and then bang, that's the time when it cracks on them. Good body language has this big impact on turning performances around. I've had it where I wasn't performing well, but I tried to maintain good body language, and you just keep going, maintain it, and then bang, suddenly one opportunity happens and a whole performance can flip around. So you don't know how far away it is if you're able to maintain good body language. All right, hopefully you're enjoying this video. I know I am, but be sure to subscribe to this channel by clicking the button below. Also hit the bell so that you get notified on any new videos that come your way. You'll be one of the first people to reach out. A staggering 88% of you are not subscribed to this channel. So it really helps out by hitting that subscribe button and joining us on this journey so that you never miss out on a video coming your way. Let's get back into this video. All right, so how can we improve our body language? So I'm going to give you 6 ways in which you can start improving your body language right now. The first one is to just be aware of it. This requires a little bit of honesty. You might be thinking, well, my body language is all right. Find out, start to be aware of it just by simply being attentive of, say, your posture and how you feel in your body. But you can also use coaches' opinions. You can even start to videotape yourself and watch other athletes, watch athletes that you know have good body language, and try to copy that and just work on trying to bring that into what you're doing. But ultimately, you've got to start being aware of it. We can't change what we're not aware of. So you need to either video yourself, get someone to give you some feedback so that you know, does my body language look good here? Sounds a bit like, does my body look good in this outfit? But you're essentially just asking someone's opinion. All right, number 2 is to just definitely know what it looks like. Again, this goes back to looking at what others are doing, and you'll notice that people who have good body language, they tend to keep their chest up, their shoulders back. This is shown to help with breathing better, it's promoting good energy, but also it's just a much stronger posture. You want to avoid slouching, rounding your shoulders. Think of someone who is really tired, moody, stressed. We tend to round our shoulders. It looks submissive. It looks really sleepy. It looks like you're retreating into yourself. So that's what you're trying to do. And think of facial expressions along with this. You want to have focused eyes. You're not trying to avoid eye contact. You're keeping focused on what it is you're doing. And that shows this sure body language in what you're doing. Amy Cuddy, in her famous TED Talk, explained her research in power poses and the drastic impact that it can have on not only performance, but also just your own perception of yourself and how other people perceive you. Just in doing a power pose, lifting the chest, having arms above you, you'll see athletes all the time have their arms raised, have their chest up and out, and that is what we're looking for, this good, strong body language. And so go and find out what it looks like. Number 3 is picking the moments when it works for you. So this is understanding and noticing moments that potentially affect it, and then when you're going to throw in good body language. Now, ideally, it's most of the time, but you might find it in challenging situations when you perhaps go a goal down in a football match, or maybe you've got to face off against an opponent that you've not had great history with, or someone that you believe is better than you. It could just be pre-game where you've got poor body language going into it. So make sure you notice the moments when it's affected, and you can start to create a list of those moments. And then from there, you will create statements to say when you are met with these moments, you will start to insert positive body language. And so for you, you might create just a simple statement saying, as I go out onto the pitch, I will lift my chest and make sure my chin is up. That is simple. Or if you have a challenging situation, it might be in cricket, when I get hit for 6, I will keep my chest up, make sure my eyes are on. Another one could be if you're in tennis, every time I lose a point, I will keep my chest up and I will look at the ball. Something simple that just allows you to focus on not slouching your body language, not getting caught up in the emotions, but having something to focus on. And go and practice this in training. Go and practice those moments when it affects you most and trying to insert good, strong body language and see the effect that it has. All right, number 4 is a slightly different one, but it's improving your breathing technique. By addressing your breathing, you actually address your posture, because a large part of our breathing and our mechanics around breathing depend on our posture. By getting that right, you actually improve your overall body language. So if you want to try and improve that, then maybe head over to the MindStrong Sport app, where it is your mental gym to help you as an athlete, improving your mindset on and off the field. You can download it via the iOS and Android app stores, and you can get going today by heading over and downloading it right now. All right, number 5 is then creating a persona. This is creating a version of yourself that you may be stepping into when you go onto the field. Because if you can't create that body language for yourself, then create a persona. You've got people like Kobe Bryant, who created Black Mamba persona. Beyonce creates Sasha Fierce that they step into when they go to perform, and that allows them to embody a posture and a body language that they need in order to put in their best performance. So for you, it could be creating something similar, but you can create your own authentic one and go and find out what that persona is that you're going to go into. So you want to name it so that when you step over the white line, you start to step into that persona and embody that body language that you need for your performance. And then lastly is create phrases and words that act as triggers to remind you of your body language. So when you found out when you need it most, what it looks like, you can start create phrases and words that you use in practice, in performances, that act as reminders to acknowledge and get you back to good, strong body language, so that when you start to find it dropping and fading off, or you notice the moments when you're falling into poor body language, you say that phrase, you say that word, and you just get straight back into it and you acknowledge it and you go again. So there you have it. Hopefully that will bring you some success with much better body language, whether it's for yourself, your team, and even just the perception of yourself and how people see you could ultimately change your performances and lead you to some amazing success. And body language is all about confidence. And if you want to find 4 other places where you can build your confidence, then you're going to want to watch this video next.